That's okay. I love the sweatshirt. That's Genki pseudo inspired, right?
Yeah.
How'd you guys? Is that part of the team representation?
Kind of. Well, I had these made for a fundraiser that I was doing. I work at a place called Mount St. Vincent's. It's like a house for like traumatized kids. So I had them made for that, and then I just donated all the money. I got all of the workers there a $10 gift card to Chipotle.
There you go. How did you get involved with doing that? Is like that kind of work something that's important to you to do?
Well, it was my part-time job while I was like coming up in the professional ranks. So before I got signed to the UFC, well, I still worked there like once or twice a week, but I was there a lot before. It was just something that's kind of close to my heart. Working with kids is kind of fun. So. Yeah, I've been doing that for about 4 years now.
Do you have any kids of your own?
No.
Any plans to in the future?
No, dude, not anytime soon.
There you go. It's all on the fighting career right now, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been a pretty perfect start to your UFC tenure, right? Is this kind of how you imagine things going, like 2 very strong performances out of the gate?
Yeah, it's going just as planned. I didn't think that they were going to give me Lineker right off of the bat. I'm kind of bummed that the fight fell through. Yeah. Didn't think that was going to happen right off the bat. I was pumped that it did, but yeah, I expected to kind of jump up pretty quickly. I knew it was going to happen fast. Me and all my coaches knew that it was going to happen fast, so that's kind of how it's going. Yeah,
and it seems like towards the end of the year, your name started coming back up a lot more too, not just because of this fight, but because of the round of the year talk. A lot of people felt you were in that discussion. Did you feel that conversation kind of swirling around you and people kind of returning to memories of that really great fight you had with Yuri?
I feel like that gets brought up at any time I talk to anyone that I don't know about fighting. I guess that's what I'm being remembered for right now. But yeah, I mean, we're going to have a lot of fights down the road, and hopefully not any more exciting than that, where I don't have to make a comeback like that. But yeah.
What do you learn about yourself in a fight like that? It must be something, right? Like you said, you don't want to do that every time, or probably not very often at all, but you probably learn a thing or two about yourself going through a fight like that, right?
Yeah, sure, man. I mean, you never know how you're going to act in the heat of the moment until it actually happens. Everyone likes to think that they're going to be this cool, calm, collected person and be able to face adversity when it's happening, but when you're in the ring with a lot of people watching, you really don't know until you're actually in that heat. So I learned that I have a lot of perseverance in me.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, like you said, the Lineker fight, he was supposed to fight Cruz, and that didn't happen. He was looking for a new opponent. What was the behind the scenes in you getting that fight originally? Were you, pursuing it, or did they just call you up and say, "We need, you're the guy we want"? How did that all work out?
So I knew that I was fighting on January 19th. That was the date that I was told. The opponent was kind of. I heard the name Almeida a few times, which I thought was going to be a really awesome fight. I was really happy to take that fight against Almeida. But then they were like, well, Almeida might not be able to go January 19th, so do you want Lineker? And I was like, yeah, sure, we'll do Lineker. I just got it approved by my coaches. I let all my coaches make the decisions for my next fights and things like that. I put that all on their shoulders so I don't have to think about it. But yeah, I was pumped to hear Lineker's name. We said yes, he said yes, so yeah, it was supposed to happen. And then I saw it as a really big lucky thing that was happening to me, where I got to take that high spot right off the bat in my 3rd UFC fight. It sucks that luck got kind of taken away, but it happens.
Yeah, what kind of adjustments do you have to make, whether it's training-wise or just mentally more than anything, to go from being, you have the opportunity to grow your career so much, and now it's almost the flip side of the coin, right?
Yeah, sure. Well, I saw the Lineker fight as something that I was excited about because it was outside of my comfort zone, and I know that for me to be the best that I can be, I need to be outside of my comfort zone. So that was the most exciting thing for me, fighting Lineker. Now that I'm fighting a debut guy, Mario Batista, still really tough, really good, undefeated still. I'm still more back in my comfort zone. This doesn't have all of the hype around it that was kind of talked about from you guys and then from me as well, where it's like, oh, Cory's stepping up, fighting Lineker on a 4-week notice or whatever it was. So it doesn't have all of that hype. I'm a little bit more in my comfort zone fighting Mario Batista, but like I said, I was really excited about it, but I feel very, very comfortable taking this fight. It's a good fight.
Yeah, what do you know about Mario and the little time you've had to prepare for this? Obviously with Lineker, you know exactly what you're getting in a lot of ways, but what do you have to find out about him to be prepared for Saturday?
I mean, there isn't too much on Batista, honestly. We tried looking. I mean, he's undefeated, so anyone that's undefeated in this sport and shows up time after time after time is obviously close to mastering their mind. They can show up every night. But with Batista, I mean, all we've been able to see is that he likes to wrestle, he likes to grapple. That's where he's most comfortable. He's coming out here, first ESPN card, first UFC fight in Brooklyn at the Barclays Event Center. He's going to be very uncomfortable, I foresee. I'm expecting him to come out at his best, but in the fight, I'm going to try to keep him as uncomfortable as he can with pressure and me just being as aggressive as I can.
Yeah, and if you win, is the Lineker fight still on your mind? Was there any discussion that, maybe once he's healthy, that's a fight we'd like to go back to, or just once he pulled out, was that kind of the end of it until after this fight happens?
I hadn't thought about it too much, to be honest. I still want someone top 15 or top 10 after this. I think that I'm very ready for that challenge. If it's Lineker, it's Lineker. If it's someone else, it's someone else.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the bantamweights are matched up right now. They've done a lot of matchmaking in these few weeks, and Lineker's the guy who's not booked, so just logically it seems like that could still work out for you, right?
Yeah, sure. I don't know how severe his rib injury is. I know that those can be really nasty. My roommate hurt his rib a couple months ago and was on the couch for like probably 2 or 3 months, so I don't know the severity of it. I don't want to wait super long just to wait and fight Lineker. I'd like to pop off some fights against guys that I match up really well against right afterwards if I can. So, yeah, I mean, but if that's in the books, then yeah, I'd love to fight Lineker.
Yeah, definitely. So what kind of performance do you envision from yourself in this fight against Mario? Obviously, you've kind of set a precedent for yourself for some great fights here. So what are you expecting from the third fight here? I'm
just going to fight how I fight. I get asked that a lot, obviously, around this time, and my answer is I'm just going to fight Mario, I don't think anywhere he's excels past where I am. I know wrestling's kind of his forte, pinning people against the cage. He looks very strong. He shoots good doubles, but I mean, if he wants to wrestle, we can wrestle. I'm going to try to keep him as uncomfortable as I can, and yeah, I'm just going to fight him.